Hey lads and lasses, Morten Åstad here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another unboxing. So this is the unboxing of a band that is very close to my heart, or rather it is the unboxing of a brand new band, which is the remnants of a band that's very close to my heart. These guys, Super Furry Animals. Does that sound a little bit confusing? Well, it's so confusing that this record that I've been wanting now since it came out in, I don't know exactly when it came out. It's in November, and I got it right here I think it's more than a month ago now. But I've been putting it off, opening it. It's weirdly enough because I've been looking so much forward to it, and I've been putting it off because I've had a lot of other new records and old records, VCLT and stuff arriving, and I don't want to sort of belittle the whole thing. I don't know. The mind works in mysterious ways. So, like I said, this is the debut album of a group of people that I have known about and loved for 28 years, I think, or yeah. I discovered the Super Furry Animals when I went to film college in Ebeltoft here in Denmark. School started in 1996. I just moved permanently to Denmark after my dad passed away in 95. But I met some Welsh students, and these guys, they spoke Welsh as for their first language, and one of them introduced me to a couple of Welsh bands, like for example Catatonia, but most of all Super Furry Animals. Now Super Furry Animals haven't really been a working band now for several years. Grafris left band, or they disbanded. There was some sort of disagreement there, but they decided to work together again, the other guys, and that project is called Das Koolies. And it was clearly, there was always an electronic element to Super Furry Animals, definitely. There wasn't just, post-punk, Britpop-ish music, experimental indie music, Welsh folk music. And of course, they had a 100% Welsh language album, their fourth, Mung. And but there was also an electronic element to it. Maybe it wasn't like they switched to totally full-on dance electronica on some tracks, like who did that as well? Was it Spaced? Do you remember Spaced? And a couple of bands who had like a dual identity, but they had these tendencies, and from what I've learned and from what I remember listening to their first release, this is definitely more your electronic type music. So I have not listened to anything from this yet, and I'm looking very much forward to this. Something, what I said about being in a right frame of mind and all that stuff. Just have a quick look at this. This is this is the back. Really cool artwork there. There was a hype sticker here. Das Koolies debut album on recycled double colored vinyl. So let's look at that recycled. Oh, this is heavy. Almost. I was going to say, oh, this is heavy. You'd almost think there were two records in here, and then there is. Okay, let's see. So this is the vinyl. Like lifting the lid of a cafe latte from Costas, and all the foam has gone away. Nice inner sleeves, by the way. Ooh, and a different color on this one. I've been pleased to see one or two vinyl community videos from people over there in America who have talked about those Koolies and Super Furry Animals. Not a band that they did have some impact over in the States, and but often when I speak of them now, people are either reminded of them, or people my age, or they haven't heard about them anyway. So I would implore you, check out Super Furry Animals. Check out the song with the most F-bombs in music history. Check out Ice Hockey Hair, Rings Around the World, Golden Retriever. They were something else, and they even got Paul McCartney to do a guest appearance on an album. I think it was this one. Chewing carrots. Yeah, Paul McCartney. Sir Paul McCartney recorded chewing on carrots. And I think that's one for some kind of record book. They're also the highest charting Welsh language in Billboard history. There you go. Poster children of Plaid Cymru, the Welsh National Party, I'm sure. Anyway, guys, I'm going to listen to this. Maybe I'll return with what I thought of it. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not a music critic. I'm trying to be. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Hi again, guys. Or bore da, or nos da, whatever part of the day this is. Well, I've been living with this record by Das Koolies now for a couple of days. Been diving into it, as it were. I'll just remove the plastic here so we can. Here we go. And as you can see, I've sat myself in. Is this going to be my review corner with my dear Super Furry Animals poster here? And as I told you earlier in the video from a couple of days ago, of course, Das Koolies are the 4/5 of the Super Furry Animals. Gruff Rhys, who was the primary lyricist, songwriter, and singer, last performed with the rest of the Super Furry Animals in 2019. We have to go even further back for their previous studio album. They did release a single, I think it was around 2016 or something like that. Europe is cool, or so. I think it was a Brexit era release. So, but the other guys, they are prolific in their own right. Released several albums with their own projects. I do have a couple of those, but the story is that they would, the other four would get together. Sort of finally, we realized that because one member has left the band and he might be the most important member, that doesn't necessarily mean that the rest of the band doesn't have to keep going somehow. And I think, tragically, I think a lot of bands might end up breaking up because of that. But what they would do, apparently, is they would have a poker night, which ended up with not involving poker at all, but rather them playing music together and experimenting. Now we have to go back all the way to the start of these guys getting to know each other in Wales. There was, we're talking probably late 80s, early 90s, quite happening, so to see, illegal rave scene. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that was in the news quite a bit in Europe back sort of 1991, and those with the bands coming out, and all these bands that were going to these raves, and they were doing pills and a lot of use of otherwise enhancing or non-enhancing products. And I think some of their musical baggage, if you like, comes from that. Not that you necessarily would think so when you listen to Super Furry Animal albums, but if you dive a bit further in, you'll hear the bones and the meat and potatoes of those Koolies, because you got that electronica, you got dance beats, you got techno, overtures of synth music, definitely. And it's probably simplistic of me to say so, but me trying to explain those Koolies, first of all, you have to know Super Furry Animals. But if you don't know Super Furry Animals, of course, is they're very prolific, eclectic, etc., etc. But the bare bones of it is it's a pop rock band with psychedelia roots, some punkish elements, folk rock, folk psych. All kinds of stuff. I had an idea how I wanted to explain it, but of course, me and names. But maybe other than that, if you then go and look at bands like Orbital, The Orb, maybe even Underworld, Chemical Brothers a bit, you get some of the elements of what makes up this album by those Koolies. The band, the four of them: Hugh, Banff, Gutto, and Kian, and Duff, or Duffid. They even have there's spoken word, a rather dark, I think, spoken word element here, which is done by. So of course, Gruff Rys was the singer of the band, and he's busy with his solo career. Wonderful solo album, by the way. So if you know Super Furry Animals, but you haven't checked out any of Gruff's solo albums, I would very much recommend that you do. But we do get an appearance of Rys Ifans. He was the original singer of Super Furry Animals way back, 94, 95, I think, roughly a year and a half before they released their first album, I think, if I remember correctly. He went off to become an actor, and you may remember him from Notting Hill. Before that, he acted in what was one of my favorite Welsh films. Well, that's cutting it down a bit. But it's a film with his brother, by the way, who I don't think did films after that. He did theater and maybe TV. But Rhys Ifans was in a film called Twin Town, which was hailed as the Welsh Trainspotting. Very much funnier film. This is not so melodic, and it's like I said, it's got dance beats, swirling. I was thinking, someone mentioned that listening to this on headphones would be good, but releasing this as a Blu-ray with 5.1. What is it? DTS surround sound. that would be effective, in my opinion. And another story that I remember was someone told a story of how must have been around 99 or something like that, when Super Furry Animals were touring with, after releasing Mung, their Welsh language album, when in Cornwall, apparently this was a concert they did there, and in the middle of one of Super Furry Animals songs, the sort of the ghost of the future ghost of Das Koolies took over, and you got suddenly they went into this pounding electronic dance rhythm thing, and for about 15 minutes in the middle of a song, and people went crazy, and it was apparently a legendary experience. So definitely an album where I would I think that some of you might want to get up and dance. There are some rhythms, there are some dark parts. This is not a lyrics album. I mean, the first, right off the bat, some might get offended, but best mindfuck yet. Yeah, so Out of This World, Nuttin Sandwich. But yeah, it's repeated words. It's a rhythm. It's it's chanting. It's a chant through it. The videos, if you check them out, are also, whoa, what's going on? If you go into this expecting to hear Super Furry Animals, no, you're not. But you're gonna hear elements of Super Furry Animals. If you check out, oh my god, I forgot to. They released a B-side album fairly early on in their career, and a lot of the music there has definite elements that you will recognize in this, and the lyrics. I think it's mostly Banff and Kian who sings, and we have harmonies. They do some really good harmonies. I would definitely suggest that element you will. Oh! I remember these voices, these elements from Super Furry Animals. And it's not entirely electronic. There are guitars popping in here, and there are pop rock, Britpop elements in here as well. So, but amazing album. I was kind of worried this would be too much, because I knew from their first single, some Dolphin, something that came out. It's actually 4 years ago now, and they kept this art, because this looks quite a lot like their first 12-inch that came out in 2020, and this came out. When was this came out? November, I think, 2023. So, but it's a double album also. I wasn't sure because there was a second disc here, and I was thinking, is this an extra 12-inch? But no, this is an actual double album. So it takes a while to get through this, but it's a journey, and it's an experience. And I probably had tons of other things I wanted to say, but I really think that this is something a lot of you guys out there in the vinyl community and anyone else checking out this, who I know have a very wonderful palette when it comes to music, will appreciate. I'm thinking about you, Brian, and Steve. I'll leave some links to a couple of other channels here that I know appreciate music like this. And thank you so much for watching. Check out Das Koolies. Check out Welsh music. There's so much to experience, Welsh culture and language. I'm not saying you should go out and learn Welsh. I've tried in Scandinavia, and it's not easy to learn a language when you have no one around you who you can soundboard off or whatever. But anyway, Das Koolies. check it out, buy it, listen to it, download it, stream it. Thanks for watching.